Founded in 1979 under President Jimmy Carter, the Department of Education not only distributes money to college students through grants and loans, but it also directs federal funding to K-12 public schools for programs primarily targeting low-income students, students with disabilities, and students from military families. While those federal dollars, which make up about 10% of K-12 school funding nationwide, have already been approved by Congress, this new move could reduce oversight over how those funds are used.
If there's no Department of Education, there's nobody who's holding states accountable to actually spend the money the way it's supposed to be spent.
Richard Barrera is vice president of the San Diego Unified School Board.
Nobody should panic. We should keep moving forward with what we need to do to support our students.
Already, protests locally and around the country have formed in response to these cuts.
Our district is going to be fighting back. The state government is going to be fighting back. We're going to be doing that in coalitions with districts and states across the country, and we will win.
We're outside of San Diego Unified School District, where there's definitely a lot of uncertainty about what dismantling the Department of Education might mean for staff and students. I spoke with the board president to get an answer to some of those questions.
We rely on the federal government to do its part.
SDUSD board president Cody Pedersen says about 6% of SDUSD's budget is federally funded. Those dollars generally support students with special needs, low-income students, and military families.
It's very important for us and for our families and students for us to remain calm. However, we're also bearing in mind that this is the very beginning of a very disruptive process.
Pedersen says the district is already preparing for the cuts in the millions of dollars. But it's not just funding that will be impacted. As he explains, the Department of Education also provides oversight on things like civil rights.
It's very likely that in this situation, you would see a substantial impact to Office of Civil Rights in the Department of Education and other things that guarantee that there is not discrimination across our country in schools around gender, sexuality, race, ethnicity, disability status. It's concerning.
Local educators are reacting to the move. The Department of Education provides the San Diego Unified School District with money to fund programs that help our most vulnerable students, specifically those with disabilities, low-income students, and military families. School Board Vice President Richard Barrera says California's already suffered from underfunding for years, and he says if Congress allows President Trump to completely shut down the department, it could put crucial funding for their schools in jeopardy.
It affects our ability to provide, education for all students, not simply the students that, were funded by those specific programs. So the conversation needs to be about the federal government doing more, not less, and not operating in a sort of the chaos, that we've seen over the past couple of weeks.